now hear a reading from the manuscript that has won first prize in the 2012 Young Australian Christian Writer Award.
Among Arthur Boyd's tapestries interpreting the life of St. Francis, there is a fascinating depiction of the Wolf of Gubbio tale. To understand his artistic statement, you must first be familiar with the story. It goes something like this. There once lived a fierce wolf in the little town of Gubbio that was so rabid with hunger that it terrorized the villagers. It ate animals and humans alike, and the people were terrified. Francis decided to approach the wolf, seeking a resolution to the problem. He could only find one companion to accompany him outside the town gate. They ventured forward, and it was not long before the wolf lunged at them out of the woods, canines bared, growling. Bravely, Francis called out, "Come to me, brother wolf. I wish you no harm." And the wolf lay down at his feet. Francis gave the wolf a bit of an ear bashing, telling him of the punishment he deserved, before offering a peaceful resolution. The townspeople would feed the wolf each day and cease to hunt him in return for their safety. Acknowledging that the wolf's actions were out of hunger, Francis and the wolf shook paw in hand, and the town adopted the wolf, feeding him daily until his death. So goes the tale. It has been told and retold as an example of the need to resolve differences, to seek reconciliation. As it is written in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as Christ forgave you." Boyd's tapestry, however, serves a different lesson. The 1974 artwork shows the figures of St. Francis and the wolf melded into one being. A distinct divergence from traditional artwork on the topic, which typically shows the saint and beast shaking hands. It asks the viewer to consider that the wild wolf is within St. Francis, within all of us, representing the internal struggle between good and evil. And that is an uncomfortable moment of introspection. Rather than seeing ourselves as the saint, halo adorning the cranium, cross in hand, battling the forces of darkness, Boyd's interpretation turns the story on its head. He acknowledges that we are all capable of malevolence when pushed to certain limits. That in turn reminds us that we need to daily climb above selfishness if we are to overcome the human condition, something Jesus had down to a fine art. He urged people to spend less time worrying about the wolves around us and more time taming the wolf within. In Luke chapter 6, verse 41, Jesus says, "Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye?" Or as Boyd inferred, it is not the wolf at the city gates that should alarm so much as the wolf within.
First prize in the 2012 Young Australian Christian Writer Award has been won by Claire Van Rijn for her manuscript Faith Like a Mushroom. Claire, would you please join us on stage? This is what the judges had to say about Faith Like a Mushroom. This collection of thoughts serves as a companion on the path to Christian maturity. The writing is inquiring and philosophical, but above all, practical. The author's voice is strong, and her impressive breadth of historical and cultural engagement is put to good use. When published, this will be a book for young adults who want to make their faith more than just a set of inert beliefs locked safely away in their hearts. It calls us to understand the Christian faith as a worldview seeking action and transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, Claire Van Rijn.
Thank you very much. This is quite a surreal experience. I've come down or up from Tasmania today. Faith Like a Mushroom is actually a compilation of columns. I'm a columnist for the Examiner newspaper in Launceston, and I've had the unique experience of having the ability to speak God's word into a really public domain for the last 4 years. and I guess God's travelled me to this point to actually put it all together in one publication, hopefully to be published, so that we can, I don't know what he has in store for it, so it's just been an amazing journey, and I'd like to thank God because he is my inspiration. Every week he gives me new things to write, and he's always, there's something ticking away, there's always new material that he's dropping into my head, and that's an amazing blessing. And I also want to thank my family and my friends for the support that they give me in that role. So thank you very much.